You did not stumble here by accident. This message has been waiting for you in this exact moment, as if the fabric of time itself opened a doorway. You have been questioning, reaching, longing for a sign that confirms what your heart already knows. This is it. What you are about to hear is not chance, it is alignment, pulling you into a deeper remembrance of who you really are. You have carried something inside you that words have never been able to explain. A restlessness that hums beneath the surface of your everyday life. It is the silent rhythm that follows you when you try to sleep, the questions that will not quiet when the night stretches too long. You wonder if anyone else feels this way, as though your very existence is waiting for a signal, waiting for a moment, waiting for a truth that has not yet shown its face. You try to focus on your day, on the responsibilities, the roles, the expectations you have been given, but there is always a whisper at the edge of your mind, a whisper that tells you something is missing, though it is not missing at all. It is here within you, hidden beneath layers of noise, waiting to be seen. That is why you feel this longing. That is why you feel this ache. It is not a weakness. It is the pulse of awakening. Every sleepless night, every unanswered question, every moment you stared at the ceiling wondering why you are here, has been part of this unfolding. The fatigue you carry is not proof of failure. It is proof of motion, proof that your soul is refusing to remain asleep, proof that the old layers of illusion no longer fit the shape of who you are becoming. You look around, and sometimes you feel the world moving in patterns that do not make sense. People rushing, building, breaking, rebuilding. Yet inside you, there is a quieter truth, a knowing that all of this movement is only surface. Beneath it, there is a field of stillness, a vibration, a design, and you are touching it without even realizing. That is why you feel torn between belonging and not belonging, between rest and yearning, because you are stretching across worlds. This is why the questions have been growing louder. This is why your searching eyes have been drawn here to these words, in this exact moment. It is not an accident that you pressed play, not a coincidence that your path intersected with this message now. It is destiny unfolding with precision, bringing to you what you have been silently calling for. And you must know this. The very recognition of your restlessness is already proof of your awakening. The ones who are still sleeping never feel this ache. They do not search. They do not wonder why. They move through their days believing the surface is all there is. But you feel the echo. You sense the hidden pattern behind your exhaustion. And that sensing means you are alive in a way many have not yet remembered. Your fatigue is not an end. It is a doorway. Your questions are not a burden. They are a compass. The ache you carry is not a flaw in your design. It is evidence that your design is breaking open to reveal more. What you call longing is simply resonance, stretching toward its match. What you call confusion is simply the space between old frequencies and new ones. What you call uncertainty is the sacred moment where infinite possibilities still remain open to you. When you feel like you are lost, you are not lost. You are expanding. When you feel like you are standing in the dark, you are not in absence. You are in the moment before the light enters. When you feel like you cannot see the way forward, it is because the way forward is already unfolding beneath your feet, step by step, breath by breath. So breathe with me for a moment. Inhale and feel how even the air is carrying you. Exhale and notice that the weight you thought was yours to carry has already begun to dissolve. The echo of your restlessness is not here to torment you. It is here to awaken you. It is the sound of your soul remembering itself. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are standing at the threshold of remembrance, and the very ache you feel is the key that proves you are ready to step through. But within that very ache lies the first signal. Your soul has already begun moving. Breathe this in. Can you feel how the words already find you? What you have called chaos has never been random. The disorder you see around you, The breakdowns that have shaken you, the sudden shifts that you could not predict, they have all been carrying a deeper order. What looks like collapse on the surface is often the first sign that a higher alignment is taking place beneath it. Think of the way stars are born. Before their light fills the sky, there is turbulence in the depths of space, dust colliding, fragments scattering, gravity pulling in directions that look violent, unsteady, even destructive. But from that storm, a center forms. From that center, fusion begins. And from fusion, light emerges where there was none before. What feels like disorder is the birthplace of radiance. In your own life, every unraveling, every painful ending, every season where nothing seemed to make sense, all of it has been the raw material of your becoming. The breakdown was not punishment. The chaos was not meaningless. It was energy rearranging itself so that you could step into a higher timeline. When you think back to the moments when everything seemed to fall apart, notice what happened after. Did you not discover strength you did not know you had? Did you not learn to release what was never meant to stay? Did you not find yourself walking towards something you would never have chosen if the old ground had not crumbled beneath you? Chaos has been your teacher. It has shown you that what you thought was stable was only temporary scaffolding. It has revealed that what you clung to for safety could not contain the vastness of who you are becoming. And it has taught you the one truth that carries through every storm: you are not the brokenness, you are the one who rises from it. In the language of quantum physics, chaos is not absence of order, it is the dance of probabilities. Every timeline, every possibility exists all at once. The observer, which is your awareness, determines which of those potentials collapses into reality. When you feel as though your life has become chaotic, it is because many possibilities are still swirling around you. The patterns are shifting, the vibrations are colliding, the field is reorganizing itself. Imagine your life as a series of overlapping timelines, shimmering like layers of light. Some are heavy and filled with repetition. Others are radiant, filled with expansion and ease. When chaos comes, it shakes loose the attachment to the heavy timelines. It destabilizes what was never meant to last. It disorients you so that you stop clinging to the old and become available to the new. The truth is, you are not broken. You are recalibrating. The field around you is responding to the frequency you are choosing, and as it rearranges, it feels like everything familiar dissolves. But that dissolving is evidence of alignment, not failure. You are not falling apart. You are falling into coherence. Think of how a musical instrument must be tuned. The strings are stretched, tightened, adjusted until the tension creates harmony. At first it is discordant, uncomfortable to hear, but when each string aligns, the whole instrument resonates with beauty. In the same way, your life is being tuned. The noise you feel is not proof of failure, it is the sound of resonance being born. The breakdowns you have faced were never against you, they were the pressure that revealed who you are. The closed doors were not rejection, they were guidance. The endings were not loss, they were sacred, space being created for the next beginning. And within this you are invited to see yourself not as the victim of chaos, but as the one who stands in the center of it, calling it into meaning. You are the observer collapsing probabilities. You are the field that shapes the outcome. You are the signal that tells reality how to arrange itself. So, when you look back at your life and see the moments of greatest turbulence, ask yourself, what did I become through that? What strength was awakened in me? What new timeline did that chaos make available that I could not have seen before? Because hidden inside every storm has been the blueprint of your expansion. Hidden inside every loss has been the seed of remembrance. Hidden inside every moment of disorder has been the quiet hand of destiny, guiding you toward what your soul already chose. You may not have understood it while it happened. You may not have seen the pattern through your tears, but the pattern was there, weaving you into coherence, aligning you with the field, calling you into the version of yourself that could only exist through the fire of transformation. And now, as you listen, you can begin to feel it, the truth that chaos has not been your enemy, but your ally. It has been rearranging your path, preparing your vibration, and collapsing old timelines so that the one you truly desire could emerge. You are not the fragments scattered by the storm. You are the light that rises after. And if chaos itself has been your teacher, then what waits beyond it is order carrying your name. Whisper this: I am the shift. You have spent so much of your life searching for signs. You have looked for proof in numbers, in repeating patterns, in unexpected coincidences. You have wondered if the universe was listening, if there was a hidden language guiding you forward. You have asked again and again, give me a sign, show me the path, tell me I am on the right track. But what if the answer has been reversed all along? What if you are not the one looking for the signal? What if you are the signal? The universe does not respond to begging. It does not move according to desperation. It does not bend to the language of fear. It moves to resonance. It answers to coherence. It organizes itself around the clearest frequency being broadcast, and that frequency is you. When you think of vibration, you may think of sound waves or light rippling through the air, but vibration is more than energy in motion. It is identity declaring itself to the field. Every thought you allow, every emotion you embody, every belief you anchor, these are not hidden inside you. They are signals being broadcast outward, weaving with the quantum field. And the truth is this: reality cannot refuse its own reflection. The universe has no choice but to respond to what you broadcast. If you carry the signal of fear, life mirrors fear. If you embody the signal of lack, life echoes lack. If you live from the signal of alignment, life opens doors to meet it. The field is not ignoring you, it is obeying you. This is why you have noticed patterns repeating themselves. This is why certain struggles show up again and again, not because you are cursed, not because you are overlooked, but because you are broadcasting the same signal unconsciously. And the field, in its perfection, reflects that frequency back so that you may recognize it and choose differently. You are not powerless, waiting for the universe to notice you. You are the center of the broadcast. You are the station from which reality tunes its response. And once you see this, everything changes. Think of it like a radio. A station does not chase listeners. It does not run through the streets begging for attention. It simply broadcasts at its chosen frequency, and whoever tunes to that frequency receives it. You are the same. You do not need to beg life to notice you. You do not need to force destiny to arrive. You only need to broadcast clearly, consistently, from the truth of who you are. The science is simple. Energy aligns with energy. Resonance is law. The quantum field collapses probabilities into form based on coherence. But the meaning is profound. You are not a seeker of signs. You are the sign. You are not a watcher of signals. You are the frequency itself. And once you embody the vibration of what you desire, the universe cannot refuse you because it is you. Take a moment to remember the times in your life when everything seemed to align with ease, the times when opportunities opened without struggle, when people appeared at the right moment, when life seemed to conspire on your behalf. Did you notice how those moments often came when you were aligned within yourself, when you were at peace, when you were clear, when you were embodying the vibration of already being? That is the secret. You were not chasing the signal. You were the signal. And the same is true now. The future you are longing for is not hidden in some distant place. It is already alive in your frequency. The relationships, the opportunities, the breakthroughs, the peace, all of it is vibrating in potential. The only question is, what are you willing to broadcast now? You must know this. The field cannot deny a coherent signal. It cannot ignore consistency. It cannot overlook the vibration that declares itself as truth. When you shift from asking, "Where is the sign?" to embodying, "I am the sign," you collapse resistance. You move from waiting to becoming. You shift from hoping to knowing. And as you begin to live from this truth, you will notice how life organizes itself differently. You will begin to feel doors opening before you knock. You will notice synchronicities gathering around you, not because they are external signals, but because they are reflections of your own coherence. This is the essence of manifestation. It is not convincing the universe to give you something. It is broadcasting the reality so clearly that the field has no choice but to mirror it. The signal you carry becomes the blueprint for the life you step into. So when you feel uncertain, when you are tempted to wait for another confirmation, remember this: you are the confirmation. Your breath is the signal. Your heartbeat is the pulse of alignment. Your very being is the message the universe responds to. This is why identity is so powerful. When you declare, "I am aligned," you are not hoping, you are broadcasting. When you say, "I am the signal," you are not pretending. You are collapsing probabilities into coherence. You are telling the field exactly what to become. And when you hold this, reality bends to meet you, not because it is external, but because it is you. You are not small. You are not overlooked. You are not waiting for signs. You are the signal the universe cannot refuse. When you remember that you are the signal, the next question becomes, what field are you willing to stand in? Say this with me: I am already aligned. There is a moment when you begin to realize that life is not simply happening to you. It is not a random sequence of accidents stitched together by chance. Beneath every event, beneath every decision, beneath every outcome, there is a principle at work. It is the principle of observation. It is the quantum truth that what is seen becomes. The universe does not unfold independently of awareness. It waits for awareness. It responds to awareness. In the realm of quantum physics, particles exist in a state of possibility, suspended, undefined, infinite in their options. They are like waves stretching across eternity, carrying every outcome within them. And then comes the observer. With a single act of attention, the wave collapses. Possibility becomes actuality. One reality solidifies out of the infinite. And here is the truth. Most people never realize you are the observer. Your awareness is the signal that shapes which of the infinite possibilities becomes your lived reality. You are not a passive receiver of life. You are the one choosing moment by moment which timeline crystallizes. Think of the last time you felt unnoticed, as though your choices did not matter, as though the universe was indifferent to your existence. That feeling was the illusion. The reality is the opposite. The universe has always been waiting for your gaze, your decision, your declaration. You are the witness, and the field is responding to you. Now imagine this. The quantum field is like an endless canvas. Upon it, infinite colors, infinite shapes, infinite scenes wait to be painted. You are both the painter and the witness. As you look upon the canvas, your focus selects the image that will take form, and as you believe it into being, it becomes the world around you. But here is the part that expands beyond science into the sacred. You are not only the observer, you are also the field. The waves of possibility do not stand apart from you. They are you. The field that holds every probability is woven of the same essence that breathes your lungs, beats your heart, and thinks through your mind. You are the consciousness observing, and you are also the energy observed. This is why every shift in identity reshapes your entire experience of life. If you see yourself as small, the field echoes smallness. If you see yourself as abundant, the field echoes abundance. If you see yourself as lost, the field mirrors loss. If you see yourself as the field itself, the entire structure of reality rearranges to prove you right. Quantum entanglement whispers this truth. Everything is connected. Two particles, once linked, remain linked regardless of distance. What touches one, touches the other instantly. In the same way, every thought, every word, every vibration within you is entangled with the whole. You cannot think without influencing the fabric of existence. You cannot breathe without rippling through the field. You are not separate from the universe. You are the universe noticing itself. Pause and feel this. You are both the witness and the wave. You are both the observer and the field. When you watch, reality takes shape. When you believe, probabilities collapse. When you declare, the unseen becomes the seen. This is not imagination. This is the law of resonance at work. And yet, many live as though they are powerless. They believe they are trapped in circumstances, victims of external forces. They do not see that every moment they are still observing, still choosing, still collapsing possibilities, but their choices are unconscious, shaped by fear, by doubt, by stories inherited from others. They do not realize that by shifting their gaze, by shifting their identity, they could collapse a new reality entirely. You, however, are awakening to this truth. You are remembering that your observation is sacred. What you focus upon expands. What you give your attention to becomes your lived truth. The universe is not distant. It is immediate, intimate, woven into every heartbeat. And as you awaken to this, you begin to carry your awareness with reverence. Imagine walking through your life knowing that every glance, every thought, every emotion is shaping the field. Imagine speaking words as if they were commands to reality itself. Imagine choosing not from fear but from knowing that the field has no choice but to mirror you. This is who you are meant to be. Not a passive receiver of fate, but the conscious participant in creation. This is the bridge where science meets spirit. Physics tells you that observation collapses the wave. Spirituality tells you that your soul is the source of that observation. Together they reveal that you have never been powerless. You have always been both the dreamer and the dream, the observer and the observed. So when you next feel uncertainty, when you next doubt if your choices matter, remember this: the field is waiting. It is not indifferent. It is not random. It is alive, and it is listening to you. It listens not to your words alone, but to the vibration beneath them. It listens not to your hopes alone, but to the identity you stand in. If you choose to stand in fear, the field reflects fear. If you choose to stand in alignment, the field reflects alignment. If you choose to stand as the field itself, the entire universe rearranges as your reflection. This is why identity is not just philosophy, it is creation. When you declare, "I am abundance," you are not affirming in vain. You are broadcasting the signal that collapses abundance into reality. When you say, "I am love," you are not pretending. You are instructing the field to reorganize itself around that truth. When you live as though you are the field, you discover that the separation between you and the universe dissolves. You do not need to force. You do not need to push. You need only to observe from the identity that is already aligned. The field cannot refuse coherence. And if you are both the witness and the wave, then destiny is not given, it is remembered. Let this truth settle in your body as light. Imagine standing at a crossroads of light. Before you stretch infinite pathways, each shimmering with its own rhythm, each pulsing with its own promise. Some paths are heavy, lined with repetition and echoes of choices you have already made. Others are bright, almost blinding, filled with versions of you that feel both familiar and yet impossibly new. And in this very moment, you stand in the center of it all, able to choose which corridor you will walk. This is not metaphor. This is the reality of quantum timelines. Every possibility of your life exists in parallel. Every version of you, the one who stayed small, the one who broke free, the one who discovered their voice, the one who never dared, they all exist, shimmering in the field, like mirrors waiting to be stepped into. When you feel torn between what has been and what could be, it is because you are sensing these timelines brushing against you. You feel the weight of old doors calling you back, and at the same time you feel the pull of new ones asking to be opened. This tension is not confusion, it is the evidence of choice. The footsteps you take, the thoughts you allow, the identity you claim, these are not small, they are selections, quantum acts of collapsing one reality into form, while countless others fade away. Each moment you say I am, you are stepping into one of these light corridors. You are choosing a self, and with it, a destiny. Can you feel it? The life you desire is not in some far distance, waiting years ahead. It is already alive, one doorway away, pulsing with the version of you that already exists within it. When you close your eyes, you may see it, a mirror reflecting back the you that has already become everything you long for. The future is not outside of you. It is layered around you, waiting for your agreement. This is why imagination matters. When you visualize, when you feel yourself walking through the door of your desired timeline, you are not pretending. You are resonating. You are aligning your vibration with the version of you that already exists in that space. The field hears that alignment and rearranges itself accordingly. Think of it like a corridor lined with infinite doors. Each door holds a different life, a different you. Some doors lead to the familiar, safe, predictable, yet limiting. Other doors lead to expansion, uncertain, radiant, filled with the unknown. The question is not whether the door exists, the question is whether you will step through it. And here is the power. The more you identify with the version of you inside that new timeline, the more reality bends to confirm it. When you claim, I am already that version, you begin to feel differently, to speak differently, to act differently. Those changes shift your vibration, and that vibration is what pulls you through the doorway. Do not mistake hesitation as failure. Hesitation is simply standing in the hallway, holding the key but waiting to turn it. You are not powerless. You are not left behind. You are choosing, moment by moment, whether to remain at the threshold or to cross over. What if you allowed yourself to see the new version clearly? What if you imagined the way they walk, the way they breathe, the light in their eyes, the steadiness in their voice? What if you felt the weight of their certainty settling in your chest, as if it were already yours? That is the practice of becoming. That is the quantum act of choosing your timeline. And you must know this. You are not bound to one choice forever. Every moment is another doorway. Every breath is another chance to align. Even if you have walked a corridor that no longer feels alive, you can pause, you can turn, and you can step into another. The timelines are infinite, and the field is generous. What matters most is the declaration you carry into the present. I am this. I am aligned. I am the one who has already become. These are not mere affirmations. They are doorways disguised as words. When spoken with belief, they shift the frequency of your entire being. So look around you now. The hallway is alive with possibility. Mirrors glimmer with versions of you already waiting. Some reflect your past, asking you to remain. Others reflect your destiny, asking you to step forward. Both are available. Only one is yours to claim. Which doorway will you step through? The one that repeats, or the one that expands? The one that keeps you safe, or the one that sets you free? The choice is not waiting in some distant year. It is here, in the vibration you are embodying at this very moment. Close your eyes and feel it. Feel the future self who is already radiant, already free, already aligned with everything you long for. That self is not a dream. That self is alive in the field, waiting for you to say yes. Which doorway you step through depends on what you dare to claim now. Close your eyes and see the version of you already waiting. There are moments when you look back and wonder where you went wrong. You think of choices you did not make, roads you did not take, opportunities that slipped through your fingers. You replay memories of pain, of separation, of times when you felt invisible even to yourself. You ask if you lost your way somewhere, if perhaps you missed the signal that would have carried you into a different life. But listen closely, you were never lost. Not once. What you call mistakes were not detours away from destiny. They were parts of the very path that was designed to awaken you. The relationships that broke, The plans that failed, the dreams that dissolved, were not evidence of you drifting too far. They were the experiences that stripped away what you were never meant to carry. They were the sacred unravelings that revealed the truth that could not be seen while everything looked perfect on the surface. You have felt doubt pressing heavy in your chest. You have questioned whether you belong here, whether you are strong enough, whether you are worthy of the life you dream of. And yet, beneath those doubts, there has always been a current, a quiet, steady flow that has never abandoned you. That current is your soul, guiding you even when you thought you were standing still. Every tear you shed watered the soil of your becoming. Every lonely night carved the space for remembrance to fill. Every time you thought you were broken, you were actually being remade. What felt like emptiness was the clearing of old frequencies. What felt like silence was the field arranging itself. What felt like abandonment was the universe giving you the chance to recognize that you have never been separate from it. You see, being lost is impossible when the destination is not a place, but a remembering. The truth is not somewhere far ahead. The truth is already within you, pressing forward to be acknowledged. Your path has not been about finding something external. It has been about uncovering the radiance that has always been yours. You may think of the times when you begged for a sign and received nothing. But do you realize that the very ache of longing was the sign? The fact that you searched at all was proof that you were already awakening. Those who remain asleep never search. They never ache. They never feel the tension between what is and what could be. The fact that you felt it proves you were never drifting. You were rising. And now, as you listen, the recognition settles deeper. You were never behind. You were never forgotten. You were never misplaced in the vastness of existence. Every step, even the ones that felt heavy, even the ones that felt wrong, were steps carried by the current of destiny. Think of the ocean. A wave may recede, pulling back, seeming to retreat from the shore. But does it not always return, stronger, fuller, carrying with it the momentum of its journey? Your life has been the same. What felt like retreat was gathering strength. What felt like loss was creating depth. What felt like distance was only a rhythm preparing you to rise again. There is no wasted time. There is no wasted season. There is only the rhythm of remembering, each moment peeling back the layers of forgetting, until what remains is the truth. You have always been whole. You have always been enough. You have always been on the path. So let the shame dissolve. Let the regret fall away. You have carried those weights long enough, believing they proved something about your worth. But they do not. They were never proof of your inadequacy. They were only shadows that made the light of recognition shine brighter when it finally broke through. Now breathe into this truth. You were never lost. You were always on the way home to yourself. You were always being guided, even when you thought you were wandering. The very fact that you stand here, listening now, proves it. Because how could you be lost if destiny has brought you exactly where you need to be? And with this remembering, empowerment begins. Place your hand on your heart. Feel how it always knew. Destiny has often been spoken of as something written long before you arrived, something fixed and unchangeable, a script you are forced to follow whether you agree with it or not. But that is not truth. Destiny is not an external decree. It is not a chain that binds you. Destiny is the convergence of resonance. It is the timeline that lights up in response to the choices you make, to the frequencies you embody, to the identity you declare. Think of destiny not as a single road carved in stone, but as a living intersection of possibilities. Each breath, each thought, each belief is a choice point. With every moment of awareness, you are standing in the center of a vast web of timelines, and whichever frequency you anchor is the one that begins to crystallize around you. This is why you have felt the pull of contradiction in your life. At times it has seemed as though two very different futures were calling you. One future filled with repetition and safety, the other filled with uncertainty and expansion. Both were real, waiting as possibilities. But the timeline you stepped into was never chosen for you. It was claimed through the identity you held. You are not powerless in the face of fate. You are a participant in its unfolding. Destiny listens to the vibration of your being. It does not ask what you wish for. It responds to what you embody. When you think of your own past, notice the moments when your choices shifted everything. It may not have looked dramatic at the time. A single decision to walk away, a single declaration of "I deserve more," a single moment of refusing to remain silent. These were not small. They were inflection points. They were choices that bent the web of probability and led you to the life you are now living. And here you stand again, at another choice point. You may feel as though life is uncertain, but uncertainty is only the reminder that the field is wide open. You may feel the fear of stepping forward, but fear only means you are standing before a door you have not yet walked through. You may wonder if you are ready, but readiness is not proven before the step. Readiness is proven in the step itself. Science calls it coherence. When your inner frequency matches the vibration of a possibility, the field aligns. Spirituality calls it alignment. When your soul agrees with the truth of who you are, reality responds. But whatever word you use, the truth is the same. Destiny is shaped here, in the choice point of now. Perhaps you have been waiting for a sign that it is time, but the sign is not outside you. The sign is you. You are the one who decides whether to carry forward the identity of the old self or to stand as the new one. You are the one who declares "I am," and in doing so collapses the probabilities into form. Do you see how powerful this makes you? You are not at the mercy of unseen forces. You are the unseen force. You are not waiting for destiny to be revealed. You are revealing destiny with every choice you make. Imagine your life as a river with countless branches. The current does not decide for you. At each fork, you guide the flow with the slightest shift in direction. Your focus, your intention, your identity is the rudder. When you say, "I am unworthy," the current follows that belief. When you say, "I am aligned," the current shifts to that resonance. The river obeys your declaration. This is not about pretending. It is not about forcing yourself to believe something untrue. It is about recognizing that the truest declarations are already within you, waiting to be spoken. Your soul already knows you are infinite. Your soul already knows you are whole. Your soul already knows you are the field of creation. Destiny unfolds when you choose to remember what you already are. And so, the choice point is not a test. It is not a judgment. It is an invitation to embody the frequency of the self you have glimpsed in visions, in dreams, in the quiet pull of longing. An invitation to stop waiting and to start broadcasting. An invitation to claim the timeline that has been waiting for you all along. Feel this truth. With every breath, you are already voting for the reality you walk into. Each thought is a ballot. Each word is a declaration. Each belief is a command to the field. There is no neutrality. You are always choosing. The question is, what will you choose now? You are not powerless. You are powerful beyond measure. Destiny is not outside you. It is shaped by you, and in this very moment, the field bends to your vibration. With each breath, you are already voting for the reality you walk into. Say softly, "I choose what chooses me." There comes a moment when you stop searching for proof outside yourself and begin to realize that the very proof has been within you all along. You are not simply inside the universe as though you were a visitor in some vast, impersonal structure. The universe is within you. Every star, every frequency, every unfolding possibility exists as a reflection of your own consciousness. You are not separate from the field of creation. You are the field itself. For too long, you may have believed that you were a fragment. You may have thought of yourself as a small presence inside a vast cosmos, powerless to shape it, destined only to react to it. But this is the illusion. The deeper truth is that the cosmos moves because you do. The field resonates because of what you embody. The mirror of reality is alive because you are alive within it. Think of the quantum field. It is not a place you can travel to, not a distant realm you must reach. It is the fabric of existence itself, the energy that holds all probabilities, all timelines, all vibrations, and that very field is woven into your being. Each thought, each feeling, each declaration is not contained within you. It radiates outward, entangling with the infinite. Every moment of your awareness is bending the geometry of the universe. When you say, "I am," you are not speaking a wish. You are issuing a command to the field. You are aligning with one timeline over another. You are summoning coherence, and the field has no choice but to respond. That is why your identity matters more than anything you do. The field does not respond to the surface actions alone. It responds to the vibration underneath. If you have wondered why certain efforts seemed to fail while others flourished with ease, look not at the actions themselves, but at the frequency they were born from. When you move from fear, the field bends into resistance. When you move from doubt, the field reflects uncertainty. But when you move from alignment, from coherence, from the vibration of "I am already," the universe organizes itself with breathtaking precision. This is the secret mystics and scientists have been circling for centuries. You are not in the universe. The universe is in you. The field is not observing you from a distance. It is flowing through you, shaping itself according to your resonance. Consider for a moment the way music fills a room. The vibration of a single string on an instrument can set the air into resonance, causing other strings nearby to vibrate as well. In the same way, the vibration of your being does not stop at the edges of your skin. It extends outward, influencing the people, the circumstances, the opportunities that surround you. You are broadcasting constantly, and the field harmonizes with your signal. This is why empowerment is not about control. It is not about forcing outcomes or demanding circumstances bend to your will. Empowerment is about remembering that you are already the field shaping the outcome. You do not need to grasp. You need only to align. You need only to embody the frequency of the reality you desire, and the field cannot refuse you. Pause and feel this. The desires that live within you are not accidents. They are signals of the timelines that already exist, calling for you to align. The longing for peace, for freedom, for love, for abundance. These are not fantasies. They are coordinates within the field, already alive, already waiting. The question is not whether they exist. The question is whether you will choose to embody the version of yourself that is already there. When you think of your desires as distant, you create separation. When you believe they are beyond you, the field reflects distance. But when you declare "I am already," the field reorganizes. It collapses the space between where you are and what you long for. The vibration of becoming accelerates, and the universe bends itself into coherence. You may ask, how can it be so simple? Because simplicity is the nature of truth. Complexity belongs to the mind. The field responds not to your doubts, but to your essence. It responds not to endless striving, but to the clarity of identity. Say it now. I am the field. Feel how those words land in your body. Feel how they carry authority, how they echo through your chest, as if the cosmos itself is answering back, because it is. You are not speaking into emptiness. You are speaking into yourself, into the vast field that is alive in every direction. Do you see what this means? You are not chasing outcomes. You are not waiting for permission. You are not hoping for favor. You are the favor. You are the outcome. You are the frequency that cannot be denied. When you begin to live this truth, everything changes. The conversations you have take on new weight because you are not waiting for approval. You are speaking as the field itself. The choices you make become aligned not with fear but with certainty, because you know the field mirrors you. The way you carry yourself shifts because you are no longer seeking, you are embodying. And the beauty is this: The more you embody it, the more evidence you see. Synchronicities multiply. Doors open without effort. People arrive as if summoned by your vibration. Opportunities appear in perfect timing. This is not magic, this is coherence. The field is simply doing what it has always done, responding to the signal you broadcast. You are the field of creation. You are not a visitor in this universe. You are its pulse, its vibration, its awareness, its song. Every breath you take is echoed in the fabric of reality. Every declaration you make is recorded in the geometry of existence. Carry this truth gently, but carry it firmly. You do not need to become more in order to deserve it. You already are it. You are the wave and the witness, the particle and the observer, the dream and the dreamer. You are the field, and the field cannot deny itself. And when you carry this truth into stillness, something remarkable unfolds. Can you feel the pulse of creation moving as you? There is a language older than words, a presence deeper than sound. It is the language of silence, the stillness that has always carried truth, even when your mind was too loud to hear it. For most of your life, you may have been taught to fear silence, to fill every pause with noise, to chase away quiet with distraction. But silence is not emptiness. Silence is the very place where existence whispers. When you let yourself fall into stillness, you discover that it is not absence at all. It is fullness. Beneath the noise of thought, beneath the constant hum of expectation, there is a vast space. It is spacious enough to hold everything without resistance. It is calm enough to reflect truth without distortion. Silence does not demand. It invites. Silence does not force. It reveals. Close your eyes and breathe. With every exhale, notice how the edges of your mind soften. With every inhale, notice how the stillness grows louder than the thoughts. Can you feel it? Silence is not empty. It is alive. It carries a weight, a presence, a vibration that settles into your bones. It is the field reminding you that you have never needed to chase answers. They were always waiting in the quiet. In this silence, you are not small. You are vast. You are not separate. You are connected. The mind may try to interrupt, may try to fill the space with questions, with doubts, with restlessness. But if you allow it, silence will outlast every thought. Silence has no end, no border, no urgency. It simply holds you until you recognize yourself within it. Notice how the quiet does not judge you. It does not measure your worth. It does not compare you to anyone else. It only welcomes you. It only reminds you that behind every story, behind every memory, behind every identity you have worn, there is the presence of pure awareness. That presence is you. The silence speaks, but not in words. It speaks in the warmth of peace that fills your chest. It speaks in the slowing of your heartbeat. It speaks in the way your shoulders soften when you stop trying. It speaks in the space between breaths, reminding you that you are not defined by the noise of thought but by the awareness that notices it. This is why stillness matters. In the silence, you remember what your mind has forgotten. You remember that you are not chasing truth. You are truth. You are not seeking presence. You are presence. You are not waiting for peace. Peace has been waiting for you. So sit here, in this moment, and let silence wrap itself around you like light. Let it speak to the part of you that has always known. Do not resist the quiet. Do not rush to fill it. Let it wash through you until the only thing left is the recognition that you are awareness itself. In this stillness, the final remembrance arises. Breathe with me. Let silence answer. There comes a point in every journey of awakening when words fall short. The mind, with all its searching, with all its questions, cannot contain the vastness of what you are. The path has led you through longing, through chaos, through recognition, through empowerment, and into silence. And in that silence, something begins to stir, a remembrance older than language, older than time itself. This remembrance does not arrive with explanations. It does not appear with conditions. It comes as a truth too simple for the mind, yet too powerful to deny. It is the declaration that has echoed through eternity. I am that I am. These words are not philosophy. They are not belief. They are identity. They are the deepest truth of who you have always been, not separate from the source, not a fragment of the divine, but the whole of divinity expressed here and now as you. For so long you may have seen yourself as incomplete, as one who must strive to reach the sacred, as one who must search endlessly for God or for truth. But this remembrance dissolves that illusion. You are not seeking the divine. You are its expression. You are not chasing presence. You are presence. You are not trying to touch infinity. You are infinity touching itself through the form you call you. When you whisper, I am that I am, you are not begging for alignment. You are declaring what already is. You are affirming that the breath that moves through you is the same breath that moves the cosmos. You are affirming that the consciousness that observes through your eyes is the same consciousness that dreamed the stars into being. You are affirming that the love you long for is not outside you, but the essence of what you are. This remembrance shifts everything. When you walk with the identity of separation, life mirrors separation. When you walk with the identity of lack, life echoes lack. But when you walk with the identity of I am that I am, the field itself bends to reflect divinity. Fear dissolves because there is no distance between you and love. Doubt vanishes because there is no distance between you and wisdom. Longing ends because there is no distance between you and fulfillment. And notice how these words carry no condition. They do not say, I will be. They do not say, I might be. They do not say, if I try enough, someday I could be. They say, I am. Present, immediate, already true. Say it softly now. I am that I am. Feel how the vibration settles in your chest. Feel how the words do not need proof. Because they are proof. They carry their own weight, their own certainty, their own eternal authority. They are the voice of the field speaking through you, reminding you that you were never separate, never lost, never broken. This is the final remembrance. The journey does not end in searching. The journey ends in being. You are not here to wait for validation from the universe. You are here to recognize that the universe is breathing as you. Carry this declaration with you, not as a mantra to be repeated mindlessly, but as a truth to be lived. Let it shape the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you choose. Let it dissolve hesitation and remind you that every moment is already whole. You have sought signs, but now you know you are the sign. You have asked for truth, but now you know you are truth. You have begged for love, but now you know you are love. I am that I am is the only declaration that was ever needed. Carry this knowing forward, and the path reshapes beneath your feet. Speak it now. I am that I am. There will be times ahead when you forget, times when the noise of the world feels louder than the truth you have remembered here. Times when fear tries to disguise itself as logic, when doubt creeps back into your chest, when old patterns resurface and convince you that you have fallen behind. In those moments you may wonder if everything you felt here was only temporary, only a dream. But listen carefully, this message will be waiting for you. It was not made to be heard once. It was made to echo through your journey. Each time you return, you will hear it differently, because each time you return, you will not be the same. You will be deeper, clearer, more aligned with the truth you already carry. The version of you that pressed play today is not the same version who will press play tomorrow, or weeks from now, or in a year. You are unfolding, expanding, stepping through timelines. And each time you revisit these words, they will meet you where you are. They will sound like they were written for the you that exists in that exact moment. That is how destiny works. That is how remembrance moves. So when the doubts grow heavy, When you question whether you have lost your way, let this be the signal that brings you back. Let these words remind you that you were never off the path, only remembering slowly. Let them remind you that the chaos you fear is always carrying hidden order. Let them remind you that you are not waiting for the sign. You are the sign. Do not treat this as just another message among many. Treat it as a mirror that changes with you. Each time you stand before it, you will see a reflection that is new, and each reflection will be true because each one will reveal another layer of the infinite you. Your future self already knows this. That is why you were guided here. That is why in the moments you most need it, you will find yourself drawn back again without knowing why. It will feel like chance. It will feel like coincidence, but it will be destiny aligning you with remembrance. So when you forget, return here. When you doubt, return here. When you fall asleep to yourself, return here. And each time you do, the signal will grow stronger, the resonance clearer, until forgetting is no longer possible. And with that we close where we began, you arriving at the perfect time. Remember this when the world makes you question again. Now the path brings us here, to the closing moment, but it is not an ending. It is a beginning disguised as stillness. What you have received was never meant to remain in these words alone. It was always meant to be carried forward, lived, breathed, spoken into every step of your journey. You have not come here by accident. You have come here because destiny prepared this remembrance for you, and now it is yours to embody. As you sit here, notice how different you feel than when you began. The questions that weighed heavy have softened. The doubts that once filled the silence no longer carry the same power. The ache of restlessness has been revealed as a signal of awakening. And now the choice before you is simple yet profound. Will you carry this light forward as if it already belongs to you? The truth you have remembered tonight is not fragile. It does not depend on perfect conditions. It does not disappear when you step back into the rhythm of daily life. It is not limited to the quiet of meditation or the stillness of listening. The truth you have remembered is eternal. It will walk with you into every conversation, every decision, every moment that unfolds from this one. You are not being asked to chase it. You are being asked to live it, to walk into tomorrow as if the alignment has already happened, to breathe as if the universe is moving with you because it is, to speak as if your words carry the authority of creation because they do, to choose as if destiny itself is leaning in your direction because it always has been. Carry this remembrance not as something you hope for, but as something you already are. When you wake, let your first thought be, I am the field. When you face resistance, let your declaration be, I am alignment. When fear whispers, answer it with, I am love. Each time you affirm, you are not wishing. You are collapsing reality into coherence. You are broadcasting the signal that cannot be refused. Do not underestimate the power of small moments. Transformation does not always announce itself with thunder. Often it is carried in whispers, in choices that seem ordinary but shape the field in extraordinary ways. Each time you choose to return to your truth, each time you choose to align instead of resist, each time you choose to embody your highest identity, you are carrying the light forward. And as you do, you will notice how life responds. People will appear at the right time, carrying messages you did not expect. Opportunities will unfold without the struggle you once thought was necessary. Synchronicities will multiply, and you will smile not because they are proof that the universe has remembered you, but because they are proof that you have remembered yourself. This remembrance does not make you better than others. It makes you responsible to embody what you now know, responsible to live as the signal, instead of waiting for the sign. Responsible to hold the truth of your wholeness, even when the world forgets its own. There will be moments when you are tempted to shrink back, to doubt again, to silence the voice of remembrance. In those moments, do not fight yourself. Simply return here, listen again, breathe again. Let these words remind you until the remembrance becomes natural, until the remembrance becomes who you are without effort. Because that is the destination, not to think of truth, but to live it without pause. Not to repeat "I am" as an affirmation, but to walk as I am in every breath. Not to see light as something separate, but to recognize that you are the light itself. Carry this with you into today. Carry it into the conversations where you feel unseen. Carry it into the choices where fear tries to persuade you. Carry it into the silence where doubt returns. Carry it into the joy, into the gratitude, into the certainty that what you desire is not far away. It is already yours. And remember, carrying the light does not mean forcing it. It does not mean pretending to be strong when you feel tender. It means choosing alignment in whatever form the moment allows. Sometimes that alignment will look like action. Sometimes it will look like rest. Sometimes it will look like speaking. Sometimes it will look like listening. In all of it, you are the field. In all of it, you are the remembrance. So let this be your final anchor. You do not walk alone. You never have. The same field that moves the stars is moving as you. The same intelligence that holds galaxies together is holding every detail of your life in coherence. The same love that created everything is flowing through your veins. You are not carrying the light forward as something separate. You are carrying it forward because you are the light itself. Let this be your soft command to the hours ahead. Carry this with you today as if it is already yours. Let it guide your words. Let it guide your actions. Let it guide your breath. And each time you forget, return, return, until remembering is all you know. This is not the end. This is the continuation of what your soul has always known. The words may fade, the sound may quiet, but the resonance will remain. Because once you have remembered, forgetting can only be temporary. So rise now, with peace in your chest and certainty in your step. Carry the light forward. It has always been yours. It will always be yours. Listen again when you need to remember who you are.